Okay, good morning again. So our next topic is test of controls in the expenditure cycle. Now, to move. So what is the nature of expenditure cycle? So in this cycle, it encompasses both acquisition of goods and services and the payment of cash for the goods and services acquired. Now, what are the business functions associated in this cycle? So it just focuses again for two main functions. Resources are acquired from vendors and employees. So bibili tayo ng goods and services nila. Okay? And obligations to vendors and employees are paid. Babayaran natin yung in-acquire natin sa kanila. Okay? To proceed, what are the common activities for this cycle, expenditure cycle? So the common activities for this expenditure cycle are common documents and records. We have purchase requisition, purchase order, receiving report, vendor's invoice, and voucher package. In the purchase requisition, request from an employee or department supervisor that goods be purchased. In the purchase order, request issued, it is a request issued by the purchasing department to a vendor to purchase goods. In the receiving report, it identifies information about goods received from a vendor. The vendor's invoice identifies goods purchased and represents formal notice about the amount and terms of payment. It is often called the bill. Okay, and then voucher package. Voucher package. This is the purchase requisition, purchase order, receiving report, and invoice. These are often includes the summarizing document, the voucher. So those are the common documents and records. Okay, for the cycle, we have the requisitioning or the user department. So in this department, it begins the initiation and approval of requests for goods and services and submitted to the supervisor for approval. Okay, so approved purchase requisitions are forwarded to purchasing. So in the purchasing department, approval of purchase orders and proper execution as the price, quantity, quality, and the vendor. Okay, it sends a copy to vendors and to the requisitioning department to receiving and to accounts receivable. So purchasing sends copies to the vendor, requisitioning department, and again receiving department and to accounts payable. So in the receiving department, so goods ordered from vendors are delivered to this department. Okay? And a copy of the receiving report is forwarded to the purchasing and accounts payable. So after the receiving department, invoice processing na tayo. So in this cycle, it involves the processing of vendors' invoices as to terms, processing of adjustments for allowances, discounts, and returns. And after invoice processing, after nagawa na yung invoice, recording na tayo. So accounts payable compares the purchase requisition, the purchase order, the receiving report, and the vendor's invoice. It records all vendors' invoices, cash disbursements, and adjustments in individual vendor accounts. So in recording also, voucher package is filed in an unpaid vouchers filed by due date. And the last is the payment. Okay, cash disbursement should be authorized and executed by personnel who report to the treasurer and are independent of purchasing and recording. Now, let us now proceed to the cash disbursement cycle. Iyon. So if we're going to imagine it as a cycle, so we begin kanina sa requisitioning. So from the requisitioning, the department requests purchase. So siya yung requisitioning department. Then after nila mag-request, gagawa sila ng purchase requisition form. Okay, for supervisor's approval. If na-approve na, okay, ang gagawin next is ipapunta siya, ipo-forward siya sa purchasing department. Sa purchasing department, if na-approve na siya, yung PO natin or purchase order will be sent to vendor, kanino pa? Kay requisitioning department, kay receiving department and kay accounts payable department. So, si receiving department will maintains the log, cross-reference. Okay, magme-maintain siya ng blind copy. Bakit blind copy? Para hindi dili magsalig si receiving department as to the quantity. Bibilangin talaga nila yung goods na na-receive nila. So the blind copy will be forwarded to purchasing department and accounts payable department. So from the accounts payable department, okay, invoice processing na tayo. So the invoice processing after that, okay, so it matches the purchase order to the receiving reports. Yung in order, tsaka sa na-receive natin to make sure if tama ba yung number of goods or quantity of goods na na-receive natin. So invoice processing, i-forward dyan sa recording, okay? And sa recording, ayun, i-compare yung purchase requisition natin, yung purchase order, and the receiving report and the vendor's invoice. Okay, para match lahat at para okay. Okay, at kompleto. Next naman, pupunta tayo kay payment. From the payment, ayun, voucher packages are sent to the following. Ayan. Accounts payable department for recording again and treasury department. Kasi kay treasury department, i-review niya yung credit approval or voucher before approval of the check printing. So that is all about the hmm, expenditure cycle. Okay? So I hope you've learned something and see you on our next tutorial. Bye.